Good morning and welcome to Dominion Sport on Dominion Television. I am Paul Abe Toluwanimi. But before we get into action from around the world of sport today, we pause to celebrate something bigger than competition. Today we celebrate strength, resilience, courage, and excellence. Happy International Women's Day to every woman watching from the mother rising champions, to the female athletes breaking records, to the women working tirelessly behind the scene in sport. Today we honor your impact, your voice, and your power to inspire generations. The world of sport is stronger because of you. Now to action in Nigeria Professional Football League. The title race and relegation battle are eating up at both ends of the table. Rivers FC, Rangers International FC, and Nasarawa United are currently occupy the top 3 position, while Eyimba, Kwara United, and Kun Khalifan find themselves in relegation zone. It's been a difficult run for Remo Stars, whose failure secure a point recently has seen them drop to the bottom of the table. Off the pitch, Katsina FC have declared their striker and league top scorer Uche Collins after the forward reportedly went missing following their match against Rangers International FC. Over in Italy, AC Milan continue the resurgence at the Rossoneri, completed an historic double over Inter Milan in Serie A for the first time since 2010-2011 season, while with Pervis Estupiñán scoring his first goal for Milan in the derby and helping close the gap in the title race. And in England FA Cup, Leeds United FC defeated Norwich FC to reach their first quarter-final in over 20 years, while Chelsea needed extra time to overcome Wrexham AFC in a dramatic cup encounter. And in history is knocking for Lionel Messi, who is now in 89 career goals, just one strike away from reaching 900. And in France, AS Monaco got their revenge against Paris Saint-Germain in Ligue 1, responding strongly after their early Champions League disappointment. And let me inform you that in tennis, the Indiana Wells Masters world record number 1 Carlos Alcaraz swept past Gegro Dimitrovic in the straight set, while Novak Djokovic battled back to secure a hard-fought 3-set victory over Camille. Let me inform you that in Formula 1 also we got the history that is happening in Melbourne to secure victory, a lead in Mercedes, want to finish right here. This is all we got to give you this wonderful morning right here on Dominion Sport. I'm not alone in the studio this wonderful morning. I have Sanuruddin Hanimi joining me in the studio, and I have Mabuba joining me in the studio this wonderful morning. Let me ask you guys, how was the weekend for you? I just want to take me through your weekend. How was the weekend for you? Let me ask you quickly.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Before you go ahead, let me inform you, Happy International Women's Day again to you.
Thank you so much. Well, my weekend, it went well. I had quite a number of things to do. And of course, there were a number of fascinating matches to catch up on in the NPF, and they made my weekend. So it was as good as it can be.
It looks like you're a little bit worried, you know, with the report just last week about the WAFCON. We got the report and it's been buzzing. You know, the ladies are speaking. And I watched a video from you saying, come on, if it's the men, definitely they have something to do about it.
Well, the postponement of the WAFCON was something I anticipated. I knew it was definitely going to come because right after the AFCON, the Moroccan FA was talking about if they'd be allowed to postpone the tournament. And after some research, I realized that CAF were actually aware that there was a tournament going on in the Moroccan League, which means that while matches will be played from January throughout March, there won't be any space for the WAFCON. And South Africa wanted to host that tournament, but somehow they didn't allow South Africa to host it. It's kind of seemed like there's a sort of power play between CAF and Morocco FA, and somehow, Moroccan FA, and somehow we can't seem to identify who exactly is ruling African football, CAF or Morocco.
Oh, Morocco, okay. Let me ask Nuruddin, top of the morning to you, my brother, and how you feeling?
I'm fine, good morning.
You look sharp, man.
I'm fine, thank you very much for complimenting me. Happy International Women's Day to women on the desk and to every woman watching us. It's nice to be back here again. The weekend was full of action. You read out loads of actions, right from the football pitch to the tennis court to basketball and up onto the wonderful world of F1, and I'm so excited to be here to talk about it again. And good morning to everyone.
All right, beautiful. We're here to talk about sport. It's all sport right here on Dominion Sport. Let's look at what's happening in the local front this wonderful morning from the MPFL is a load of action, and trust me, just like you predicted on Friday, some matches went in favor, some did not go in favor. But let's start off. Let's look at what's happening right there from the games over the weekend. If we can have that displayed. There you have it on the screen. Wiki Torres picked up the victory against El Kanami Warriors. Rivers United picked up the victory against Benden Insurance. There you have National United also picking up the victory against Ikorodu City. Abia Warriors against Shooting Stars. The game ended 2 goals to nil in favor of Abia Warriors. Canopilas picking up the victory against Barao. You saw the victory against Kwara United away from home to Katsina United. Rangers International at Thumping, Remo Stars 4 goals to 1. Plateau United right there against Niger Tornadoes 3 goals to nil. Wari Wolves against Eyimba. The game ended 3 goals to 1. And you look at Kun Khalifa picking up the victory against Bayelsa United 1 goal to nil. Let me start off with you, Nuruddin. Quickly, fantastic games over the weekend. But what was surprising to you? Right now the title race is eating up at this point in time.
The title race is eating up, and before Rivers United were able to get the first goal in the game, Rangers United had gone ahead in their own game against Remo Stars, and over the game it just kept chopping and changing in between the first and second. But the most exciting thing, or the most surprising thing over the weekend, was the win for Kwara United away from home against Katsina United. Maybe due to the fact that they lost their goal scorer, the man that does it for them and gets the point for them, or maybe other tumors happening for them. But for me, that was the most surprising result for me over the weekend. But Rivers United, they blitzed through Bendel Insurance 3-1 at the end of the day. Rangers International defeated Remo Stars. I expected that, and that has pushed them to the bottom of the league. And I'm still saying it. I see them relegating by the end of the season. And
I didn't get you. Are you saying it to me now, or you're saying it to people watching?
I'm saying it to people watching and to you, because you're also one of the advocates saying Remo Stars
will not relegate.
Yes,
and I still stand on it.
They will relegate. Okay. For me, I see them relegating because the teams in and around them now are seeming to get the points as well. For Kwara United, that was a very good one for them. They've not done well away from home, and even at home over one. Now they've gotten the victory from. That's a very good one for their morale booster. Eyimba FC are in and around the drop spots now. Kano Pillars got the victory, pushed them 2 points out of the 2 positions out of the relegation battle. So that's saying a lot. For Remo Stars, they're not seeming to get the points, and for me, it's seeming like a little bit too late for them to change things around. So Remo Stars are now bottom of the league. Eyimba are in the drop zone. Kwara United are still there, and they have I think Wiki Tourist also.
Wiki Tourist,
yes,
Wiki Tourist,
in and around the immigration. So it was all fun, like you mentioned. There were goals everywhere. But then Plateau United continued their good run at home. They scored 3 goals after scoring 4 against Shooting Stars 2 weeks ago. Now back at home, they scored 3 goals again. There were 4-1 victories for Rangers International. Rivers United scored 3-1. So it was beautiful to see. It was beautiful football all around. And for some teams, worrying times for them, teams like Shooting Stars, because they can't seem to get themselves out of trouble when they play away from home. They got a 2-1 victory against Kano Pillars last weekend. This weekend, they threw all the 2 goals away and threw the 3 points away. So I get to see 2 different sides, a side that played differently at home
and a side that played differently
away from home. Because the match yesterday was so awful to see. The first half, there was a disconnect and disjoint between the midfield and the attack, and both as well as the defense. The second goal was considered from a free kick for Shooting Stars. The defense were just out of this world. I can't seem to see anybody to stop this. Maybe that was due to the fact that Tijani Kabir was suspended for the game. He was one man that does the thing for them. He breaks up attack and connects with the forward as well. So for Shooting Stars, I hope they get things done ASAP, because they are playing the team at the top of the league in their rescheduled fixture during the week now. We expect to see what's going to go on. I don't see them getting the maximum point against Rivers United. Last time they were here, they got a 1-1 victory, 1-1 draw. Maybe it's going to happen again. I don't know, but looking forward for Shooting Stars, they need to turn things around as soon as possible.
I'm going to ask you, Mabuba, just looking at the result over the weekend. Rangers International are now looking like a team who are ready to go toe-to-toe with Rivers United, and it looks like it's working for them. We're going to watch the video from the highlight game against the Remo Stars. We're going to get that, but I just want to get your thoughts on the game. Rangers International picking up the victory against the defending champions, Remo Stars. The last time, Remo Stars picked up all 3 points. This time it's not working for Remo Stars.
Well, Rangers have actually been in good form since the start of the season. They've actually had some wins, some losses, but currently they're currently second on the table. And I would have said that they have a chance at winning the league, but based on the form that Rivers United is pulling off right now, I can't particularly say that they have 100% advantage, because Rivers is still remains strong. I mean, they're at the top of the table and they still have 2 games at hand. But for Remo Stars, one pattern that I've noticed is that they seem to be suffering from an extreme level of away disappointment. Because if you take a look at the past 5 matches away from, they've lost every single one of them. They lost against Kano Pillars, they lost against Rivers United, even Wari Wolves, and now Rangers.
Yeah.
And I know last time I mentioned that they are not the team that will get relegated, but I think I'm going to change my stance
So
now.
are you now in stand with Nuruddin saying Remo Stars are going to relegate?
At this point, I think I have no choice.
I want to ask you why. Is it because you look at other teams and picking up the victory where they are also, and you don't see Remo Stars trying out results going forward to escape relegation?
You see, to stay in the league, they have to win matches. But apparently, they've lost more matches than they've won. And it doesn't seem like they are going to win in matches anytime soon. And the reason I'm saying so is because they still have matches that are going to play away from home. I know that the home advantage still exists because we believe that the fans are the 12th player, which gave the players the enthusiasm to play very well. They have away matches. And if they do not recover from it, if they do not find their footing away from home to begin to win matches, I really do not think that they have what it takes to remain in the league.
Okay, let's look at the table quickly. Just look at what the table is saying in the MPFL. Let's just check that out quickly so we can, also look at the highlight game between Rangers International and Remo Stars. You can have the table displays there. You have it on the screen. Rivers United topping the table. We have Rangers International. Also, we have Ikorodu City. We have Nasarawa United. We have Abia Warriors. We have Benden Insurance. We have Shooting Stars. We have El Academy Warriors. We have Katsina United also. Barao sitting right there. And it's trouble times for defending champions, Remo Stars. You can have Kud Khalifa. It's worry times right there on the log of the table.
For loads of teams, it's worrying times. If you see from the 11th position down, the point gap is not much. Even Kun Khalifa that we were talking about, that
they picked up the victory,
and now they're on 32 points, 2 points ahead of. There are a lot of teams that will get 40 points benchmark this season, and we'll see, and they have the chances of going down the wire. So it's just exciting times for Rangers International. They had a very good February. They kept 6 clean sheets in February, but they were breached against by Remo Stars over the weekend. But that still stopped their title charge. 2 points behind Rivers United. It's exciting times, like I said. The running is here. 9 games to go. Let's see what happens.
Let's watch the game between Rangers International and Remo Stars. I'm back here to discuss the situation with Collins and is not finding with his club side right there. Stay connected. Do not go anywhere.
Good evening to you and welcome to Match Day Live at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, known as the Cathedral. A crucial fixture in the heart of Enugu, where Enugu Rangers, title contenders this season, will be up against Remo Stars, title defenders. But not the best of title defense for Remo Stars. Talking about the Sky Blue sides, based in Ikane. We're up against the new Gaffer Usman Abdallah. As Rangers who look forward to the unbeaten run, Remo Stars as well, who look to turn things around in terms of relegation fight in the 2025-2026 season.
And it's the captain who lives the life for Remo Stars this evening. His name is Ngoma.
Long throw from the man, Wisdom. Wisdom inside the Tiago Chilabera. Oh, that's a corner of Baje. The Angelo totally aborted. Cannot try to take a rebound there. It's still connecting, okay? Oh, takes it, and that's the first goal. Rangers International has scored the first goal in the first 2 minutes of the game. The Rangers International student stand is buzzing. They have drawn first blood in the first 2 minutes. Rangers yet to lose at home this season. And Kenneth Iwoke is the man. Kenneth Iwoke. But the referee won't listen to any of that. Remo Stars. 3 blue jerseys already set. The Diabox takes it. Lucky with a save. That's Pius. Igwe Pius. Daniel. This is Wisdom. Oh. Wisdom with a powerful effort. Free kick taken. Once again. Oh. once again. The last time out, these two sides faced in Enugu. Enugu Rangers also won 2 goals to 1. Same scoreline it is right now. Precious. Still moving. Oh, goodness me, yes! Yes! Rangers International! I've made it 3 goals. That is the man wisdom. You can see the technical bench. Fidelis Electric was relieved with that goal. Ewelo Chimobi. Could there be time for last-minute drama?
There you have it, a beautiful game between Rangers International and the Remo Stars. And you can see Fidelis Ilechukwu with the aura and composure for his team after getting that victory. We have videos of him dancing and celebrating, in the locker room after the game. Fantastic one to see, right there. And it's exciting time for Rangers International. Remember, it's battle to the finish line between Rivers United and Rangers International. And we can never say never because the league can be funny. We can see National United come back again at that challenging and also Ikorodu City. You see that happening, Mwabuba? Let me ask you.
Well, all sides have been in good form. Nasarawa United, Ikorodu City have been in good form. But then, I must say that they've actually been facing some sort of competitiveness from the teams that they've been encountering. For Nasarawa United, they actually had they've had a good game over the weekend. And for Ikorodu City as well, they also had quite a good encounter. They did, but then
away from home has been really bad for Ikorodu City actually.
One thing I've noticed is that for a number of teams in the league right now, Remo Stars, Shooting Stars, Ikorodu City, they've actually been suffering this away from home syndrome. It appears that we can't actually see this strong mentality from this same set of players. We are seeing different performances when they are at home and when they are away from home. And I think that it might actually be a major problem. It's already becoming a major problem for these teams, such that if they do not solve this problem, it might have a great effect on their results and how the entire thing turns out for them this season.
All right, let's just move quickly because of our time, and let's take the story from Katsina United as they declare Uche Collins while missing. Katsina United have released a statement on their social media account declaring striker and league top scorer Uche Collins missing. According to the club, the forward has not been seen after their game against Rangers International. He reportedly left the team camp without permission and has not been in contact with the club since. Katsina United say they are considering legal action and have warned that any club in contact with the striker should be aware he remains under contract with the club. Uche Collins is the top goal scorer. You can have that. You can have his picture displayed, and trust me, it's funny moment.
It's so hilarious.
So one thing I can take away from this is, I'm sure he does not have a contract with the club.
Yes, and that is why the player feels it's wrong for him to just abscond from the team and take without permission. But this is a one-side story for now. It's the club coming out to say a player is missing, is still under contract. When we hear the player side of the story, we'll be able to compare and contrast who is on the right and who's on the wrong. But it's funny, and this is not the first time it's happening in the league. I've seen players in the past abscond from their club just without any formal or prior notice. You just see them pop up in a league somewhere out of the country. That is hilarious and funny, but it's a trend that I've seen before in the NPFL, and I think it's going to continue until we solve this contractual problem. If the club can come out and say, okay, this player is under contract for so amount of years, this is the amount of wages he's earning, if there's a proper channel and proper paperwork, I think we would go past this players absconding. But now the player knows, okay, I'm not under contract, it's just word of mouth. I have it for 2 years, or at the end of the season, we reviewed our current situation. That's why the player feels, okay, I can abscond and go and talk to teams elsewhere. But even if you have few months left on your contract, if there is a contract, there is a proper way of doing it. Yes, your agent is supposed to communicate with the club and communicate with your club. You don't just leave the team, and it's a national disaster. Because what do you mean? Can you imagine in Ireland
just go missing.
Just go missing. Or Kylian Mbappe in the La Liga, and Real Madrid come out and say we don't have the league's highest goal scorer.
We don't have details of where he is.
It's funny. So
even over the weekend, we still got details that he was with his girlfriend. I'm talking about Kylian Mbappe.
That's
how you can find out information
about him. This is a national asset. This is a player you can use to promote the league. He's the highest goal scorer. You are going to present him the golden boot at the end of the season if he finishes as the highest goal scorer as things stand. So he's not someone that should just go off the radar without any proper information. And it's just sad, and we just hope to get.
I think I would like to come in there.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, as you mentioned, there has to be contractual agreements between players and clubs. Yeah. And I think that issues like this, the fact that they keep recurring, does not give the NPFL itself a good image.
I agree.
So many things, so many visibility, coverage has been put together to actually give the NPFL the visibility and trying to make sure that it is appealing to people. But when incidents like this keep happening and they are magnified by the media itself, it's not appealing to me. If I was a fan and I keep seeing incidents like this, a player leaving, incidents of fans invading the pitch, that is not a kind of league that I want to associate myself with or even watch the players play. Coupled with the fact that he's even a top goal scorer, it's like it ruins the entire thing. This is a player who has the possibility of winning the Golden Boots. Should he finish as top goal scorer at the end of the season? But apparently, the news is saying that he's currently with us. He's currently away. We can't find him, and the club is coming out to present a statement saying that he might be punished. This and that, and all. He's still under contract and all. So, in one word, it doesn't give a good image of the NPFL, and at the same time, it dwarfs the entire sacrifices and the investment that are being put into the league to make sure it's appealing to people. It just ruins the entire thing.
I agree.
But for Uche Collins, for wherever he is, he has players that are actually moving neck to neck with him. On Rangers International have Godwin Obaje on same amount of goals with him right now. There's Dede Abraman with 9 goals. Joshua Romalo of Ikorodu City also has 9 goals. So he has people that are
they're battling
for the Golden Boot. So if he loses the spot,
I don't think he cares.
I'm not sure that's Collins' focus.
I don't think he cares.
I think the focus is going to be money and how to provide for the family and also for himself. Well, I think I think early this season, before the NPFL, I was speaking with Samson Balogun on Dominion Sport, and he kept mentioning something. He said one of the major problems that the NPFL clubs are facing is the fact that they don't have contracts with all these players, and this is what we are facing. And he said that very soon we'll start facing something like this, and I trust me, I didn't know we're going to face it this early, but it is what it is, and we hope that they can find a solution going forward. Let's move away from local stories this wonderful morning, and let's talk international stories that's coming through from the FA Cup. You look at the result over the weekend, fantastic result for some teams qualifying, especially the major teams, and Newcastle are not having it easy with Manchester City this season. But let's look at some of the results. If we can have that displayed on the screen, fantastic games are panned out over the weekend. Arsenal picking up the victory. There you have it, Southampton winning Fulham 1-0. You look at Arsenal also against Mainfield 2-1. Noni Madueke Eze, a record was set in this game over the weekend. Also, fantastic one to see Port Vale getting the victory over the weekend. For you, Manchester City, Arsenal, Chelsea, you look at Leeds United also. These teams were the one that got the win.
Yes, there were some upsets in the FA Cup. Yeah. Sunderland were knocked out. Fulham were knocked out. I think all City got the victory as well. So it's the quarterfinals now. The big boys are playing now, and this is what we expect. The FA Cup has been on since the beginning of the season, but the top league sides just joined this January, and now we are moving to the knockout phase. Now it's down to the quarterfinal. There's a game later today between West Ham and Brentford that will complete the last 8 teams that will compete in the quarterfinal. And before the end of the game, I know we'll have the draws for the next round. It was just beautiful football. It's what the football heritage is in England. Wrexham, they came from
fantastic game against Wrexham. You know what? I said I want to see Wrexham. Yes, I actually want to see them in the Premier League next season.
They are playing good football in the Championship, and they are very marketable. Thanks to Ryan Reynolds and his team, they are marketing the side very well, and this is what we want to see. We want lower teams to also have bragging rights against teams and for them to play the world champions in form of Chelsea currently, the current world champions. It was a very huge game for them. The revenue went off the roofs. It was just good for football, and they showed their stuff that it's not just noise. they pushed Chelsea up until the end. They got the red card in the game. They even got a goal disallowed in the extra time. So it was beautiful football. What we want to see from them, and I hope they improve and we see them in top leagues next season.
Let me ask you, Arsenal are still gunning for it's exciting time to see Arsenal, still fighting for 4 trophies this season. It's really all like Arsenal, but they're doing it this season again. Now, go ahead.
You see, Arsenal, they've been in fascinating form this season, and this is something that most Arsenal fans have always wanted to see. The fact that they've always come close and always falling short of winning the league, but this time around, they seem top there, and I really hope that they'll be able to maintain this form and remain there. And for the match against Mansfield Town, there was a lot of work there, but the Gunners kept pushing, and they made sure that they got the win. They got the needed winner, and now they are all through.
No, true, fantastic. All right, let's move quickly so we can talk Formula One on the show this wonderful morning. You look at the German Bundesliga result over the weekend, fantastic. If we can have that, a fantastic result over the weekend in the German Bundesliga. FC Bayern getting victory 4-1 against Borussia Mönchengladbach. You look at Wolfsburg also. After that, their coach right now is sacked. That against Hamburg, the game ended 2-1. Borussia Dortmund against FC Cologne, the game ended 2-1. St. Pauli against Eintracht Frankfurt, the game ended goalless. And also Werder Bremen against Union Berlin, away from home 4-1. There you have it, the league table right there. Fantastic to look at where Bayern are. It looks like it's all for Bayern to win the season. Quickly, Nuruddin, quickly.
It's always for Bayern to lose. They're 11 points clear. They got the victory in the Klassiker 2 weeks ago against Dortmund, away from home, and now they extended their lead. It's 11 points, and it's just Bayern Munich. It's Bundesliga. If you see the Wall of Honor in Germany, you see Bayern
definitely Bayern
dominating all through. So it's just what we expect, and it's just theirs to lose. About 9 or 8 games to go. 11 points ahead of your closest rival. And I don't think Dortmund at that side that will push Bayern Munich to die. So it's all for company to lose and his boys.
Okay, let's talk Formula One. I love to drive cars, and I think last season McLaren boys showed me how fast they can move in the constructor standing and also the driver standing. But one man is making the waves in Melbourne. That's George Russell, an incredible strong driver from the Mercedes. Driver to lead home 1-2 for the team. Fantastic one in Melbourne, and I was expecting so much to happen. You look at Charles Leclerc, you look at Lewis Hamilton. He has so much to say about the African soil. Speaking that he is from Nigeria, he is from Ghana, there. Lando Norris of the McLaren, Max Verstappen. You look at some teams who are leading right now, but it's for the Mercedes. The driver standing, fantastic one for George Russell.
Yes, it was an action-packed weekend on the F1 scene. It was the first race of the season with new rules and law that came to play, and Mercedes were not joking. Right from practice, it was evident that they were the fastest. They had the best power grid, and they showed that on yesterday in Melbourne. It was a fantastic race. George Russell and Antonelli, they were awesome. Even though the Ferrari team between Leclerc and Hamilton pushed them, they were at some point ahead of the pack, but pit stops and other actions that affected the race concluded, and Mercedes are leading the championship right now. They got the pole position and the second position, and Leclerc joined them on the podium as well. So for Hamilton, he couldn't get into the podium for the first race, but we expect to see more from them. And it was a fantastic experience for the first Linsfield for Audi. It was his first race, and he showed what he has. And he's a player, he's a driver. I know. Other teams will be looking forward to. And on the constructors type 2 table, you can see Mercedes leading, Ferrari second, McLaren the defending champions, they're on third position. And the driver for the weekend was Verstappen. He came back from behind 20th on the position, and he finished 6th at the end of the day. He had the fastest time as well. It was beautiful to see, and we expect loads and loads of more exciting races. The next race is in China in a couple of weeks, and we expect to see more. And for teams that didn't get themselves ready for the first race and had 1 or 2 mechanical faults and all, they will fix that, and we expect to see more action on Formula One scene.
All right, we're going to wrap up the show quickly because our time is fast spent. But something happened, still in Formula One. Nigeria Heritage driver Ugochukwu also made an impressive start in FIA Formula One 3 championship season after claiming victory in the feature race at the Australian Grand Prix in Melbourne. Fantastic when they have it, and we hope to see more of Ugochukwu making a name when it comes to the world of Formula One. Tomorrow we're going to take a tennis story. Definitely, our time is far.
Our time is fast.
Yeah, I would have loved us to take tennis story.
We are looking forward to Osaka and Sabalenka tomorrow. We'll have more on that by tomorrow.
Tomorrow, definitely. That's a wrap on today's edition of Dominion Sport. From intense battles in the MPFL table to historic derbies in Italy, FA Cup drama in England, milestones chasing Lionel Messi at training tennis in California, and the dominant Formula One performance in Melbourne. The world of sport continues to deliver unforgettable moments. As we celebrate International Women's Day, we're reminded once again that sport is not just about victories and record, but about inspiration, unity, and power of people who dare to dream. I am Paul Abetonwanemi. Thank you for watching Dominion Sports. Stay inspired, stay passionate about the game, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.